Liana stood quietly in front of the mirror. The soft morning light slipped through her curtains, touching the room like a gentle reminder. Today matters. Her eyes fell on the folded hijab resting on her bed, a light rose beige chiffon scarf she had bought 2 weeks ago. Simple, elegant, soft. Every day she looked at it, thought about it, and then tucked it back inside the drawer. But today felt different. Liana had always carried a silent battle within herself, a battle of identity. She grew up in a small Canadian town where her family was one of the very few visibly Muslim families. Kids in school joked about her lunch, her culture, her unusual name. Over time, Liana became Leah, and she learned how to shrink herself just to fit in. She loved Islam deeply, but she had accepted the lie that her faith made her different, strange, or too much. To her, the hijab felt like a wall, something that would highlight her difference even more. So she never wore it. But last Ramadan changed everything. One Friday, during the khutbah at the masjid, a newly converted Canadian woman stepped into the sister section, wearing a hijab for the very first time, just one day after accepting Islam. Everyone welcomed her with warmth and smiles, and then the new Muslim sister said something in her short speech, something that pierced right into Liana's heart. The world taught me that my worth depends on how I look, how attractive I am, how I dress, what people think of me. But Islam taught me that my worth depends on how Allah sees me, and that changed everything. Liana froze. She was born Muslim, yet here was a woman who had embraced Islam yesterday, already wearing her hijab with so much pride, so much confidence. For the first time in her life, Liana didn't see the hijab as a barrier. She saw it as strength, dignity, a choice. Still, a quiet fear remained in her heart. What will my coworkers say? What will my friends think? Will people assume someone forced me? But when she looked at her reflection again, something shifted inside her. Her heart whispered, "You are allowed to be whole. You're allowed to be yourself." She picked up the hijab, wrapped it slowly, pinned it softly. No dramatic music, no big emotional scene. Just a quiet moment of acceptance, a moment she had been waiting for her whole life. That day, she did face curious looks, a few questions, a little awkwardness. But on the subway, two hijabi sisters noticed her and smiled. Some people looked at her with respect, but most importantly, her heart stayed peaceful all day. That night, when she stood to pray, she felt something she had never felt before, the feeling of not hiding any part of herself from Allah or from the world. The hijab that once symbolized fear now felt like a symbol of self-respect, of coming home to herself. She didn't become perfect overnight. Some mornings, doubts returned. Some days, she felt nervous again. But each time she wrapped her hijab, she chose herself again. And if you're wondering whether you should wear the hijab or not, tell your heart this: if I believe in Allah, then maybe it's time to trust Him too.